Hey, Chris. You're looking good on there tonight.
I did not. I've got them on.
At least the camera's working like it's supposed to.
Wait, you probably have to plug it in.
That would help my power.
Is that, Chris,
No.
is that
There's
your
Mr.
hand?
Ken.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
All right, sir.
I see, Chris has got his backyard there. Is that his ham shack there, that teepee?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my ham shack. Eat your heart out. Eat your heart out.
Is that Monument Valley?
Yes, it is.
I thought so.
Actually, it's my backyard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you wish.
I wish.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place.
It sure is. The whole state is beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I took a trip there through the national parks.
Yeah.
We hit 7 national parks there on this one trip. We wanted to go to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. That was one of the last ones. And when we got there, the ranger had it blocked off because there was wildfires going on. So we didn't get to see the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
I've been there twice and it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, we've been to the south rim a few times, but I wanted to go to the north rim.
I liked the North Rim. There were not a whole lot of people when I went,
Yeah, that's the
but
thing.
the last time I was there was in 2010, and I understand it's really gotten busy since then.
Yeah. Lot of national parks up there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We are very fortunate to have a lot of nice national parks in the country.
Mhm. We went to Arches National Park. You know, that little town there by Arches National Park is called Moab.
Yep.
And we went into a rock shop there. And right at the front door, they had a big old rock sitting there. It's about a foot square. And just for curiosity, I said, how much you want for that rock there? So today, it's on special. I'll sell it to you for $3,000. Don't think I needed it that bad.
Might have been worth a whole lot more than that.
Don't know. That was too much for me. I imagine some rock hound would cut that up and make some jewelry out of it, and probably could make some money off of it.
You betcha. How you doing, Larry?
Doing good. Yourself?
Doing fine. Super good and getting better.
Doing okay today, Larry?
Yeah.
Staying out of trouble?
Too busy to get in trouble.
There's a lot of hum-hawing around there. Either one of you guys have a all mode 2-meter rig?
Nope, not me.
Not that hooked up.
Say again, Larry?
I said not that it's hooked up.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, how you doing?
All right. What have you been up to?
Just playing radio and trying to do work at the same time. It's hard. I'm
Yeah.
envious of all you guys who are retired.
Yeah, man, that working really interferes with my hobbies.
Now, especially because I'm doing a lot of work at home. So I got the Kenwood up and running.
All right,
I talked to South Africa this morning
on 10 meters,
on 20.
20 meters, all right.
Mhm.
That was a thrill, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The last couple of days I talked to Italy and Cuba, but South Africa was great. And they said it was a long path this morning. And I just have an inverted V about 40 feet up into the tree.
Yeah.
And running 100 watts. And
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's super exciting, and because everything's only going to get better, right? Because this is my first
Exactly.
go around with a solar cycle. Like, this is exciting.
Hey, when 10 meters opens up, you'll be able to work the world on 100 watts. I guarantee you.
I get it. I didn't get the whole like DX contest and everything until I'm like, I have 4 countries. Well, that's only it's only 96 more. And so like,
But that,
there you go.
that's not really DXCC, 100 countries. And, you'll get there before you know it.
But how are you guys doing?
Especially if 10 meters opens up. So what was wrong with the Kenwood?
I don't know what was going on. It was coax. It was my lack of understanding on how to get the power out or what else. But you know what? I put it on a shelf for a week or two, and then I came back to it, and things seem to be working out now, and getting pretty good power out. And yeah, and obviously, I mean, it works. And
do you have a SWR meter to be able to tell if you're?
I do. And so that was the hard thing about, we have an old Heathkit SWR meter, and it's great, except I did a fan dipole, a 2040, and which is fine. I mean, they weren't resonating off each other. The tuning was fine. But the one thing is I thought I got real clever and I got the antenna 40 feet in the air, but with the 20 meters, I had to keep, bringing that thing down over and over and over, and took a, good part of my Sunday trying to get the thing tuned up. But
That's ham radio.
yeah. So it was a big deal when everything was under 1.5. So
That's great. If you get it down to 1.5, you're good. Lower is better because that means you're getting more power to the antenna. But 1.5 will not hurt your transceiver. And inverted V is a pretty good antenna.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I've got I'm lucky that I have 2 nice big oaks in my yard, but they're kind of messy. They got a lot less messy after that ice storm.
Yeah.
In the fall, and we had to call the tree guys out and everything else. But it's still, they're not clean trees to run wires through. I'm sure you guys have the same issues. It's like, and so I couldn't get too clever with how far everything up, but I think it works okay. But I think I have something working, and all of a sudden I'm like, I could do better. Like immediately after, which is.
Well, it sounds like you're for working your DXCC for getting your 100 countries, it would be better if your wire is running north-south.
And it's almost north-south. The thing is, I was going to ask you guys about, I live so on like the southwest side of town, so kind of near 36th and the river, in those neighborhoods there. But I'm right next to one of the major transmission lines. Everything's underground except for like this. And that's our backyard, which means we have this awesome, nice, long, cool utility line backyard, which is wonderful for gardening and everything else, but maybe not so much for radio. And I had read that running the dipole perpendicular to the transmission line might cut off on some interference. I mean, my noise floor is like an S4, S5. I don't think it's not horrible.
Not too of course, if your wires at right angle to the transmission line would be good. Okay. But if your noise level is S4, I wouldn't change it.
Okay.
is it running parallel or?
No, it's running almost perpendicular, a little bit oriented to the northwest, just
I would leave it.
okay. Just
You
because
say
I
it's a
could,
little, it's a broadside a little bit to the northwest.
yeah, because that's how I could guy it to my
Well, that's
house
even
and keep
better.
it.
That's
Okay.
even better.
Because I'm getting a lot of, I mean, obviously I got like South Africa, but I'm getting a lot of the Northwest.
Yeah.
And
Well, you should be getting a lot of Europe,
yeah, yeah.
you know. So you got it, your layout worked out good for you.
Thanks. And yeah, the noise floor, I was like, I don't know what to complain about because I'm new to this, you know, and obviously, you know, 40 the last couple of nights, especially, I'm sure it was hurricane weather, right? Made everything pretty loud. But I did power the radio on, you know, a deep cycle battery. Like I didn't have to transmit, so I could just have something running. And I cut the breaker at my house, and I'm like, well, it's not me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to blame the neighbor. But
Well, so you're a S4, and whenever you cut the power, you stayed in S4.
yeah,
That's probably just atmospheric noise.
okay,
S4 is not bad.
okay.
Was that on 40 meters?
Yeah, it's an S4, S5. I mean, it's somewhere along in there, and obviously it's a little bit better at 20. But yeah, I think it's like it's a staticky and sometimes a popping, which I imagine is like lightning and stuff, right? But there's no like growling. Like I had a little brick that was powering something in my wall, and I heard that, and I'm like, I'm starting to hear noise a little bit better, and it seems like the dirty noise has a little bit more yuck quality.
To give you an idea of the things that cause you problems, and that is anything that's got a SCR in it, a silicon control rectifier, like a motor speed control, a dimmer switch, a touch light, your wife's hair dryer. I had that problem. I had a heck of a noise. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And it was my wife's hair dryer. It was plugged in, but not turned on. And it was still producing that noise. So that cured that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I would know. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a million things that I wouldn't think about that are generating stuff when they're quote unquote off.
And our new fluorescent light bulbs and some LED bulbs. I haven't had any trouble with them, but some people have.
What you making, Larry?
Or it's going to change out.
I didn't catch that.
Power transistor in this service monitor.
Power
Everything
transistor
says
into
it's
something.
good, but
Doing a power transistor into something.
in the service monitor.
Oh, okay. So Sam, you got a open field behind your house? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't. It's actually a pretty tight, it's a third of an acre, and it's squished along a utility line. So, yeah, I can't see an 80 meter dipole in my future, easily.
Yeah.
And, so no, it
You
seems
can
like
always do it.
space, but
You
go ahead.
can always do an 80 meter vertical.
Yeah. Yeah. Possibly. I just, you know, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have two bands now that seem to be working. So, and I'm just, man, that first, I mean, I know you guys hear this a lot, right? Doing the whole Elmer night thing, but like that first, QSO, like my wife and kid were in the room, and I just like, you know, just calling CQ out into the void, right?
Yeah.
And then getting some guy in North Carolina to call back was pretty awesome. Like I won't forget about that one.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
First QSO, yeah.
Yeah, especially because I've been having trouble with the rig, probably just my own understanding of the rig. An antenna that I built myself. I had to rewire my mic. I mean, all of these things were like unknowns, and then to have it work, it was really cool. So
I know what you mean.
I don't know. This has all just been really rewarding.
It's, to
Alright.
me, it's always rewarding to work South Africa. Even now, as many times as I've worked them, because there's not that many stations in South Africa. And some of the other countries in Africa are really hard to get to.
So just for because I'm new to even thinking about DX, I guess I mean the exotic faraway places where there's going to be English speakers, English operators, right? So I mean like Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. I mean,
All over the world, people speak English.
okay,
And most ham operators that you
okay,
come in contact with will speak English. The ones that do not are usually in South America. You hear you hear some of them on, but all European countries are going to speak English.
okay.
And of course, like you said, Australia and Indonesia, even all those places, they speak English.
Okay.
Universal language. Yeah, you're gonna have to get some QSL cards now.
I know.
You need to get signed up on Logbook of the World.
I did. I've
That'll
actually got,
That'll take care of most of it because postage is pretty expensive to send cards to Europe.
I bet. No, I thought of that and it took me, it took them less than a week to get me my my confirmation postcard. And
Yeah,
so I got my stuff up there and
good.
that's pretty exciting. And one thing I wanted to ask you guys about is like with VHF, just because you know, if I you know, now it's kind of a weird time for us to all hang out too much. But in the future, especially, I have an old Icon B8000, like one that was, you know, in my vehicle for a long time. But I was thinking about making it as a base station, and I was thinking like any ideas for, you know, an antenna that I can build that you would recommend that would work. I mean, my little Baofeng will hit the repeater just fine. That's not a big deal, but something that might be kind of fun, might hit up to the city.
So is this a 2-meter rig?
Mm-hmm. It is.
You can build a J-pole or something like that.
Okay.
And the club even has plans on doing it, but you can look online, Google J-pole antenna. I've got one right here. I'll show you. Okay, this is different than what you're going to see on the club. I built this about 25 years ago.
Okay.
That's just pieces of aluminum from Lowe's, and there's the SO239 connector on there.
Uh-huh.
But that they build them in the club, you know, by using 300 ohm twin lead, TV twin lead. But I was thinking about putting this up on top of my tower for, I've got a 2-meter beacon running. I just started a week or so ago. And it's on a Yagi now, and I wanted to put it on an omnidirectional antenna, one that would broadcast all directions. But for on 2 meters, digital mode, single sideband, all that stuff is horizontally polarized. So I've decided I'm not going to put this up, so I'll end up putting it back out in the shop. Might build a halo. And oh yeah, and that's another thing. Mark Clayton, he's the guy you see in the picture there. Is back to us and at the fire station. And he recently, I don't know if the club gave him this information. He built a squalo. That's a square loop-like antenna for 2 meters. So you might ask him where he got that info. He'd be glad to help you.
I think he had a kit. I think
he
that
bought
came
it.
from a kit.
He bought a kit.
Yes, sir.
I know that he bought a 2 and 440 megahertz Yagi that was a kit, but I don't know about the Squalo.
Yeah, I was there that night. He was showing that off, and if I remember correctly, that was a kit as well.
Yeah.
I would also, you're talking about the twin lead. That's the Ed Fong design. You might look him up. He's on eBay as well as has his own website. I don't have it at hand. He has a roll up and a more permanent. I've got one of each, and they're really good antennas. And he sells them for about what you would take to if you went and bought the materials and built it yourself. And he tunes them. Actually, his students. He's out of Berkeley, if I remember right, and his students build them, and then he tunes them.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I think it'd be fun if I'm already running a bunch of coax out of my house to continue to put antennas up. So
Where are you located, Sam?
yeah, on the west side of Norman.
Okay.
Kind of on those neighborhoods across from the Sam's Club.
Okay. Yeah. I date a lady over in Brookhaven. I actually live in Yukon, but I'm down in Norman practically every weekend, sometimes during the week, because I'm a realtor and I work down there a lot. But I will tell you, with my Ed Fong antennas, especially, there's one, it's a roll up for portable work. And then you would think they're the same, but they're not, because the other one, you go to Lowe's and he tells you what to buy. You buy a piece of PVC and cut to length. He supplies everything else you need, plus adapters and everything to where you can work with your Baofeng or whatever rig you're working. Great guy to, if you call him, he'll pick up the phone and you're talking to the man himself. But the one that's mounted in PVC, some of the guys in the club use suction mounts to put on the side of the glass when they're going portable on the mobile with their vehicles. You can see some articles in there if you want to picture it, but you'll see the white PVC antenna. I live in an apartment, so I can't set up anything permanent. I've got some different HF based on fishing pole type and designs, but I'm out in Yukon down in a hole, and I can reach the Oklahoma City repeaters with it on good propagation. Sometimes there's really poor propagation and it's kind of sketchy. But I've been really pleased with how far I can reach out, and people get to me with these antennas. And I'm just hanging it off the porch. I'm not getting it up in the air.
Cool. Well, thank you. I'll take a look. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, just if you Google Ed Fong, I'm sure it'll show up.
Okay.
And J-Pole. So I'm sorry to interrupt. I just got late in the conversation, just got in, and it's a particular fascination of mine.
Hey, Lyndall, do you have a all mode transceiver for 2 meters?
I usually use my HTs. I've got the GD77 I got from the club, plus a Baofeng, but I also have 2 IC7100s, which are all mode.
Yeah.
And I've only used them a little bit. I was hoping to get down there tonight. Sam Smith had loaned me the programming cable and the software, but I had a big battle with COVID. And I'm just now getting back on my feet. I'm still kind of weak, so I didn't want to make that drive down there tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully, my goal is to get down there and get some people to help me program the 7100. Then I can replicate it for the other one.
Well, I'm transmitting a beacon on 2 meters, a whisper beacon. I need someone to give me some reports so I know if this thing's working all right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm not set up for Whisper. I apologize.
When you join the club, they will give you a little 2-meter handheld. You have an option to pay a little bit more and get another version. But for you, you probably want to start.
Hey, Lyndall,
Basically, what they give away.
Yes, sir.
this is Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, got Rich here that's up from your area, the neck of the woods,
Great.
and he's doing FL Digi
Oh, wow.
that can communicate all the way to Norman.
Well, that's awesome.
And I thought you might be interested in what he had to say about that FL Digi setup.
You bet.
Can you hear you? Hold on a minute. I can't quite hear you, Lyndall. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just working from my phone, Mark.
Okay, I should hear you now.
You're coming through loud and clear on my end.
Mark, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Now, Sam and I would like to know about that Squalo antenna that you built.
Right.
Was that a kit or was that homebrewed?
It is a kit that you literally put together. I mean, it doesn't come assembled.
You might give Sam the info on that. He's interested in some kind of a 2-meter antenna that he can build. He wants to build it.
Okay. You're talking about Sam up in Yukon?
The Sam that's on the screen.
Oh, hi, Sam. We had too many Sams. Yeah, no problem. I will get some information together and I will get that to you.
W5.
Q5SGD. I got it.
Yeah.
And I'll get that information to you. Do you have your email and everything listed on, say, QRZ?
No, that's one thing I need to do.
Go on QRZ and update all your information, add your email address and everything. And that way I can just pull up your call
Okay.
and get your email address. And then I can send you all the information on that antenna.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
He might even be able to send you a link.
Perfect.
And welcome to the club, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, happy to be here for sure.
Where do you work at, Sam?
Oh, you. Yep. So it's a crazy fall at OU.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But
Are you new to Norman, Sam, or been here and just now getting to ham?
the latter. I'm fairly new. I guess this is starting year 8. I don't know how that happened. Seems like I just got here.
Oh, you're from here now.
But no, I've been meaning to reach out to the club for a long time, and I don't know. Maybe COVID there's something about radio just kind of hooked me, and then I decided to do it, and this is wonderful, especially because you guys are doing the whole hybrid thing. It's really nice. Gives options. I like that.
Well, hopefully it speaks volumes to the fact that I'm a member and I live 35 miles away. I make 70-mile trips to meet with these guys. That's a great resource. And I know other people in the club that go further than that.
I live north side of Shawnee Twin Lakes.
Well, there you go.
That's really cool. Yeah, I know. I appreciate it, and I want. I'm really looking forward. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I'm looking forward to. This craziness to finally be over. But yeah, I think I can. The HF stuff, like, I don't know. I'm kind of learning as I go. I make mistakes. But like the local stuff, the VHF, UHF, like, and all the community work, like, I'm kind of excited about that. Like, storm weather and all of the other emergency stuff and anything else. I kind of want to be part of that. So it's going to be kind of cool to do that as well. So.
Do you have access to DMR?
Mm-mm.
That's something you might want to look into. They have at DMR Aries night on Monday night, and I think they do. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they have another Aries on Tuesday night that it's shortly or kind of in the middle of this Elmer, like at 8 o'clock. I think they do an Aries net on I want to say 2 meters, but I'm not 100%. I haven't ever taken part in that one. But
Can you gentlemen hear me?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, thank you. I didn't know whether my mic was working or not.
sounds loud and clear.
Thank you.
But as I was telling Sam, that's a big thing. And actually, I'm trying to remember I'm the emergency coordinator for Canadian County, but I'm just getting started. I don't really know a whole lot. To be quite honest, I haven't even had my license a year yet. But that was one of the things that's interested me. I've done some storm chasing and stuff, but you can, Mark Clayton, when he comes back on, he can tell you who the EC for Canadian County or Cleveland County is, and they can get you plugged in.
Cool. Yeah, no, I've been to the weather center's the storm spotting class a couple times with various folks, and I was astounded by how many call signs I saw on the sign-in list. And so anything I can do to help with that. I mean, I'm already watching the skies and fascinated with that all the time. So
Absolutely.
if I can incorporate radio into that at all, that's extra.
Icing on the cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of those people just likes to learn and likes a challenge. And when COVID hit, ham radio was always something I wanted to do and had a little extra time. So I started studying. And by the time the next test came around, I'd actually went ahead and I got my general the same night. And been wanting to get my extra, but I just hadn't had the time. Other things, business popped back up and kind of got in the way. Training for that, but you got a lot of valuable resources at hand in this club. You just got to reach out. You've been talking to one of our most valuable resources down there from Shawnee.
So Ken, you were talking about digital modes, and I got real interested. I don't know how much I can do on my TS520, but I did plug in the SDR and I downloaded FL Digi, and I was receiving a lot of that, and it's awesome. But I don't know.
Ken, you're muted. Ken, your mic is muted.
That's correct.
How did
There
that
you go.
thing get?
There you
muted?
go.
Now we can hear you.
I do Whisper WSJTX software. Did you look at that?
I did. I
Okay.
did. What's the? Oh, now I'm blanking. The hot protocol right now that everyone just exchanges.
FT8 and FT4.
FT8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't know anything about the maiden coordinates and everything, but I started to look, and it was late at night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like the whole Pacific. It was really, really neat.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. I mean, I think I can interface that radio, but
Well, for a quick test, you can come out of the headphone output on your Kenwood. You go into the line in or mic in on your computer and set the audio level down real low. You don't want to blast the input of your laptop. So, and then pull up that FT8 program and set your dial on the dial frequency that they tell you to for whatever band you're on. 20 meters is usually pretty lively band. And
Okay.
I guarantee you, you'll have a screen full of decodes from all over the world.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah.
okay,
And-
so
And you don't
Cool.
need hardly any power, and your antenna would work great. So you could,
yeah, so I'm wondering if, because I looked at it a little bit, and the transmitting, I mean, I think I could just trigger the Vox, but I just have to somehow build a microphone input, right? From the computer to the mic. And they're only like 15-second burst. So if I could get the Kenwood's power way down, yeah, I
well,
I might look at that. That might actually be really fun.
You have a
the-
520, you said?
Mm-hmm.
well,
That was my very first radio.
you can set the power output of the Kenwood to about 20 watts or so, 20, 30 watts.
Just
But,
by messing with the drive and
But
the load.
the sound output of the computer is going to go into the mic input on your Kenwood. And you don't want to overdrive that. But normally you need some kind of interface there, not just a direct hookup. You could use a transformer, like an audio transformer, like a speaker output transformer.
Okay.
Or a 600 ohm transformer, like they use in audio.
All right, I'm gonna totally look.
And-
I'm gonna
and the
totally
re-
look into this. Yeah.
The reason that I say to use a transformer is so that your computer and your transmitter will be isolated from each other, not connected together voltage wise. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could get by real quickly by just using a capacitor input on the microphone, but you really need to build some kind of interface. And you could Google that too.
I think I will. I think I will. I was gonna do
Just Google
other important things to do, but I think there goes my evening, Ken.
Google Google
Easy.
digital interface.
Another rabbit hole, another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The
Trust me,
easiest
you
way
won't
to
be
do
the
it,
first one.
the easiest way to do it is get a signal link. Pin 8 on your microphone plug on the front is audio out.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Well, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely take a look at that. The signal link is like, was that like $100 or so?
Yeah,
Is
somewhere
that-
around there.
Okay.
You can get them used on eBay for less.
And that's the kind of yeah, I kind of read some reviews on that. They're like, you can build something, but that's like the it just works solution, right?
Yep.
In terms, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to probably change the pins inside the signal link for the 520, but for
There's quite a few jumpers and stuff to get set
Yeah.
up.
I use one. In fact, I'm
Yeah.
about to get rid of mine. I'm looking at that Rig Blaster Pro DX because I have a FT1000D and the ICOM 756 Pro 3, and I tend to have them both on at the same time.
Well,
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was looking at digital modes, and I'm like, well, life's a lot easier when you don't have any cat control or anything else, right? I mean, there's nothing else to worry about with that thing. So
you don't need cat control.
Nope.
You don't have to have cat control. As a matter of fact, it screws me up sometimes. But a lot of people use cat control, but you don't have to have it.
okay.
And the interface you're talking about will work unless you want to build your own.
Okay.
I mean, if you're new, building your own is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of satisfaction out of like my paint can dummy load, right? When that worked, like, I mean, you should have seen the solder work on that. I'll show you someday. It's looks like a 3-year-old did it, and it works, and I'm so proud of it. So,
So
Hey.
we're at the same skill level.
Yeah, as long as it works. Don't have to be pretty.
It'll get pretty later.
But anyway, Google it. There's very few parts involved, and if you want to try to build your own.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Lyndall has one, so he knows the connections for it.
Do any of you
Actually,
have
I
a Do any of you have a FTM 400 on and using DMR?
Nope.
I cannot figure out how to get on on the DMR with my 400.
I have a GD77 handheld I use for DMR, and I had to have help from Ken Sanborn to get it programmed. Again, that's the beauty of being in this club. There's always somebody.
I'll put some feelers out. I mean, the Yaesu manual for it, I mean, it goes in depth into fusion, but
It's not a DMR radio.
I mean, but I'm told that there's something, an interface or something that I can get in order to go on DMR. Is that true or not true?
Right. When I'm on DMR, there's a lot of Yaesu guys, and I'm an ICOM guy. And like I said, my 7100, there's a lot of guys who use the 7100. It's a D-Star radio, but there's still guys that with a hotspot or something are able to get on DMR with it. I don't know what it would be for your radio, but I'm sure I would get on the Facebook page and just post a deal with it.
Yeah.
Just done it before, more than likely.
I mean, it does just about everything else. I was kind of surprised that DMR wasn't just a simple process.
Well, in that world that's proprietary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yaesu is Fusion, ICOM is D-Star, and then it's actually comes from the commercial world. My GD77 follows a commercial radio. That's why you have to program as opposed to being like a normal consumer radio.
Mm-hmm.
It's more actually commercial radios. But when everything got internet friendly, they all had their own proprietary. Kenwood has a handheld they're not producing right now, but it was the high-end handheld out there, and it would do several different. It was one of them that, even though it wasn't ICOM, it would do DMR from the factory. But I know there's, like I say, my IC7100 is not designed to do DMR, but you can do it. I haven't figured out yet, but that's one of my short-term goals.
That's kind of what I read somewhere, that there's something that you need, a code plug or something like that to do it. But I have no idea where to look.
The guys that I know with the IC, they're making it happen through an open spot or something like that, Wi-Fi hotspot. So I'm assuming it's something similar to the Yaesu version.
Yeah, I mean the little Pi network. I mean, that's not hard to build if that's what I got to do. I mean, that's easy. In fact, it's so cheap on Amazon. I mean, just buy one if that's a solution.
Yeah, it's out there. This problem's been solved before, I can guarantee you.
I'm sure.
And DMR is a little different world, but it's fun. I mean, like I say, I'm out here in Yukon and I don't there's not a whole lot of traffic on 2 meters, the lower, and the higher bands, but I can get on DMR at any time and talk to somebody.
Yeah, I'm not far from you. I'm right off Morgan and Southwest 29th.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm up off the Route 66 and Cornwell temporarily. We'll have to get together sometime.
Yeah, Rich is right between us, N7 WFK. He's right. He's in between us.
Okay, perfect. I've actually met some guys outside the club through different things. There's a guy, Paul Tom, what is it, Ken? That's the airport guys. He's a real nice guy up here. He's just east of me. There's another guy off of 29th and about Check Hall, I believe. He's actually in the club. That's one of the things I'm working with Mark Clayton is get all the hams that are out here so we can kind of get together. I'm trying to put together some repeaters is my goal, to work with the local emergency stuff, like stuff, so the area stuff. So we can finally get on, bounce off repeaters and have them tied into Norman. One of the reasons I signed up for the EC deal. Sam, did you have any more questions? I apologize for taking over the conversation.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, no, not at all. I appreciate it, guys. Actually, I gotta go get the kid to bed. So I just wanted to quick check in tonight and say hi. And you guys gave me more than enough information. So I have to.
Keep
It's
you busy till next week.
Yeah. I gotta worry about it. A new big antenna for outside for VHF. Something awesome. Use up all the rest of the scrap coax I found in the garage. And then the digital modes. And I'm real excited about that. And as soon as I get that up, I'm super curious about that. So Ken, maybe I'll talk to you next week about
Okay.
sort of what I find there. Hopefully I make some movement there. If not, maybe point me in the right direction. Obviously I won't be able to check your 2-meter beacon because I just have a VHF radio. I mean, I have a FM VHF radio, but Whisper seems, all of those real like weak signal sort of things seem really, really cool to me. I'm super interested.
My email address is good on qrz.com, so you can just go there, and if you need to ask me something, shoot me an email. But
Thank you.
also, we have this Discord, which is our chat page. You need to get on that.
Okay. Do you guys have the address for that or the invite for that? Or is it on the website?
I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before.
Because I am on Discord with like other random groups, and it's great. It's another thing to pop up on my phone, make me feel important.
I'll try to figure out how to do that.
Cool. And I also I just made a QRZ page for myself. So my contact information's up there.
75 SGD.
That's correct.
If I can figure out how to send you an invite, I will.
Okay, because I found this cheap old TV. I mean, I don't think it's too old, but it's like a giant 40-something inch TV. And I went to Harbor Freight and got one of those mounts. And so in the guest bedroom, I have a giant television right there that is, so it'd be very cool. I mean, it's like in front of me now. It'd be very cool to have digital modes with a big map. I mean, I think that would fulfill me, right? Like
that would be awesome.
I want this, Ken. So I'll see what I can do. And I like building things on the cheap for right now, because the thing about this hobby is like it adds up fast. $10 here and there for connectors get you at the end of the day.
I like building stuff anyway, so I have to have a project going all the time.
Yeah.
Sam,
You will find yourself becoming a scrounger.
you want to download a program
Like you're
called
saying,
Grid.
Grid.
Yeah, GRID.
Okay. What's that?
Grid interfaces with WSJTX, and it shows you all the grid squares that you've connected to, and it puts little push pins in the map for those that have confirmed, those that have worked. It also shows you it shows you stations that are transmitting and who they're calling. So it gives you a good idea of propagation paths while you're looking at it.
That is cool. Yeah, I think that. I mean, I've been rocking SSB lately, and I'm learning CW, but I kind of, doing all modes sound really like a lot of fun. So, I'll definitely do that. And if all else fails, I can at least, following Ken's advice, I can at least see what I'm missing out on.
Yeah,
Right.
that too. I mean, if you ever want to practice seed, I'm one of those old time extra class 20 word per minute hams from back when Moses was crossing the Red Sea. So if you ever want to practice code, just let me know. I'll jump on something with you.
Oh, thank you so much. And yeah, that sounds really good because I don't necessarily have mic fright, but I'm so scared about doing that finally. I've been practicing, and a lot of the stuff has QSO templates, which are really useful to start off. But I think I'm probably a few weeks, a month away from feeling like I'm okay to. It's not instant yet. I still hesitate a bit, and maybe
Are you handwriting it when you're hearing it?
I am. I'm
That's the big deal. Don't do it in your head.
Okay.
I mean, hear it, write it. Hear it, write it. I mean, that's how you learn it the quickest. And in all honesty, it only takes like 20 minutes a day. In fact, I wouldn't even do any more than 20 minutes a day.
Okay, that's what I'm doing right now. I've kind of been trying to study. If you guys have any other, I feel like I'm just pumping you guys for information, but
Good. Good.
But
Pump away.
I'm following some advice. I saw online. I've been doing the to learn all the characters. It was that LCWO site, which is like a quick rapid on the keyboard. But then I'm going through the K7QO's course code, like this guy Chuck Adams, and it's just a series of MP3s. And it's been really good. And he suggests, I'm practicing my cursive, writing real fast, handwriting, and that's pretty good. But yeah, it's slowly building there. But I feel like after I go about 20 minutes or so, especially at night, all of a sudden it gets overwhelming. And I have to pull back.
I'm gonna put a link in chat.
Okay.
This is what I have my family doing, and all they're doing is 20 minutes a day. And the lessons build on each other. So when you do lesson 1, you go lesson 2, and it incorporates, 4 new characters plus the ones you learned the day before. And the neat thing is, if you feel a little uncomfortable moving forward, just do it again for 20 minutes the next day. And then when you get comfortable, move on to 3, same thing, move on to 4. I mean, it's really good.
That's cool. Well, I'm excited about, I'm assuming it's one of those things too, where you probably increase once you feel comfortable enough to start having QSOs, you probably get a little bit faster. Yeah. I mean, in practice, or do you just have to always just keep plugging away at?
I think most ham courses actually run at 13 words a minute, even though the spacing is somewhere around 5 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll pick up automatically. That just will happen,
Okay.
But I mean, the trick is to hear the letters at 13 starting out.
Don't worry about the speed, Sam.
Don't worry about the speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I say that some of the stuff is upwards to 20 words per minute characters. And then there's too fast. You can't count. You can't count the dits and the das at that point. So
when I was in the Air Force, I was around 35 receive. I'm one of those odd people who could receive faster than I could send. My fingers just didn't do it. Now with paddles, it's much easier, but still, I can't do 35 now, but I'm still above 20, I think.
That's so awesome. I can't. Yeah. That's cool. Well, listen, guys, I really got to go, but see, that's another part, but I'll besides all the digital stuff, I will continue my CW. I feel like you guys are tasking me with homework. I'll keep doing that every night. But anyways, I'm looking forward to talking to you all on next Tuesday. I really appreciate it.
All right. Good
All
talking.
right.
Blessed week.
Sam.
You have a
Take
good
care,
week.
Sam.
All
See you.
right.
Nice
Bye,
meeting you.
everyone.
7-3.
You too. Bye-bye. 73.
Hello,
So
Mike.
Robert, where are you located? You said 29th and Morgan, Westbury, or Mustang
Yeah, I'm in
Creek?
Walden Creek.
Walden Creek. Okay.
Yeah, if you look on aprs.fi, you'll see my APRs beaconing away.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pull it up on the web, aprs.fi.
I went at it hardcore and then work got in the way and I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah, I was off the air for a long time. I mean, we moved here from New Jersey in 2007, and I was just busy once we moved here from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
Well-
really didn't get back on the air till this past July. I mean, I got prostate cancer in 2019 that metastasized its way to my lung,
Wow.
which is
I
rare.
hear that.
Skip the bones, skip my lymph nodes, just right to the lung. I'm doing okay. I mean, last CT
Great.
scan showed no tumors, so my PSA is almost non-detectable. So I'm in good shape for the moment.
Great. That's
But it
wonderful.
inspired me. It inspired me to get back on the air and do all the things that I used to enjoy, because tomorrow
Right.
is promised to no one.
Exactly. I've faced my own health battles, and that's one of the reasons, like I said, when COVID happened and things, I kind of had, because of health problems, I had to shut down my business more or less.
Mhm.
I went here, and like I said, but then since then things have picked up and kind of taken me away, and I'm making it a focus to get back. My problem is I'm in an apartment, so I have to set up and tear down my antenna every time I get on the air. I'm looking hardcore for a house, so I don't solve that problem where I can spend more time on the air. Because, like Sam was saying, I really want to learn CW, so I'm gonna look into that site you shared.
Yeah, it makes it pretty easy. But like I said, write it. Don't do it in your head. And 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day is all you need.
Yeah, sounds good. Look forward to meeting you.
Yeah, me too. And I have to be real. I mean, because of my immune system now, I was on chemo. I have to be really careful. So this COVID thing really has me,
Yeah.
in the house.
Well, I'm at stage 5 kidney failure, so I'm in the same boat. I actually had the vaccines and everything else, but still got the COVID. Was in the hospital last week. So I'm back on my feet now. I'm still not 100%, but actually I was hoping to get down there, like I said earlier, to help get my IC 7100 program so I can replicate it for my other one. But I just wasn't up to it. I'll just tune into Zoom, see what's going on.
Yeah, Rich wanted me to. Rich, who's talking tonight, looks like him in the middle of the screen. He wanted me to ride with him. I mean, I just can't take the chance. COVID would just take me out probably at this point. And I'm vaccinated. I got the J&J back in May, but that was a month after I came off of chemo. So who knows how my immune system reacted to it.
Yeah. Well, I've got both of my Moderna shots, and I'll take a third shot if it comes along.
Yeah, yeah. They say the J&J is good for 8 months. So, when 8 months rolls around, I'll go get whatever it is that they need me to get.
Buddies here.
I apologize for not having video, by the way.
Lyndall, your audio,
That's what
your audio is not great, Lyndall.
yeah. Well, I've had the J&J. I've had the virus itself, and I had an infusion to fight it after I got it. That's quite all right. I do what? Okay, I'll try. I've had to put my phone on the cord because it's getting low. So I'll try to get a little closer to the phone. Is that better, Ken?
You were lagging. You were lagging a little bit. I mean, but you seem okay now.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's better now, Lyndall.
Okay. I was saying I've had. Okay, I was saying I had the vaccine, caught the virus, and I've had the infusion treatment. So my antibodies should be through the roof, but I don't know because of immunocompromising situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still can't take a chance.
Nope.
No, I still wearing a mask everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Me too.
I I went to the post office, McLeod Post Office the other day, and there's a girl in there. She looks like she's about 30. And I don't know how it came up, but I asked her if she had her shots, and she said, no, I don't even take the flu shots. I told her, well, yeah, but that flu shot's not near as likely to kill you. I don't know where these people get this idea of not getting a shot.
It boggles my mind. I just don't get it.
I mean, the shot's free if you get even if you have insurance and you get coronavirus, you have to go to the hospital. It's still going to cost you money.
Yep.
So if for no other reason, do it so you don't have to pay out a bunch of money. You could buy ham gear.
Like the way you think, Ken.
Yeah.
Well, my situation was that, like I said, I had it and I still got the virus, and I even passed it along to a friend that had both Pfizer shots down there, because I didn't believe I had it until I got my test back, because I felt like I was protected from it.
Yeah.
But my doctor tells me having the vaccine probably saved my life because of the
I was just getting ready to say the same thing.
Yeah.
it didn't get into my lungs.
Mhm.
I just went to the funeral Sunday of a friend of mine who's younger and better shape, and he got it a week ago Tuesday and died Sunday morning.
Wow.
He's a big mountain of a man.
No shot.
His wife, she was much younger, and she got it, I think, because she works in a nursing home, and brought it home to him.
Wow.
First, I was concerned. I had just went to Fort Worth with him, so at first I was afraid I'd given it to him, but the dates didn't line up.
Yeah. Well, if his wife's got it and she works in a nursing home, that means people in the nursing homes got it.
Yep, probably.
Yep. Oh yeah.
My 92-year-old mother lives with us, so beyond me, everybody here is just so careful of her because at 92,
Sure.
she couldn't handle this thing.
Well, it's like my family kept saying, "Oh, when I needed something while I was sick, well, call your buddy David. He's right down the street. Well, he has COPD." And I'm like, no. This little thing gets in his lungs, and I'm losing another. I just lost one brother. Yeah. I'm not losing another one.
My brother has COPD. He got COVID, and he was lucky. I mean, he wasn't vaccinated. He was lucky. He lost his sense of smell and his sense of taste for about 3 weeks or so, and that was the extent of it. His wife got it, and she had more symptoms. But and they don't realize that's just luck. That's just luck.
Absolutely.
I heard on the news today that COVID cases in Florida today, 13,000 positive cases.
Yeah, I have a friend who lives in Florida. He is also from New Jersey. He went back to New Jersey to get out of Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he still has his home in Florida.
Yeah.
But they have a place in New Jersey too, and he said, "Bobby, I can't stay here with this." He also has, he's been battling cancer for 15 years, so it's what it is.
You can't take a chance. I still can't imagine. And this girl in the post office, I would think that the federal government would require them to have their shots.
Well, I mean, the post office is private now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, been private for a while. I mean, I'm just like you. I always think of the post office as being run by the government, but it's not.
Yeah.
So did any of you guys work the FTA contest? It was a lot of fun. If you didn't, if you missed it, you should really do it next year.
When was it?
This past weekend.
I have been involved in getting this 2-meter whisper beacon going, and I haven't been on HF for about a week.
Well, I mean, 10 meters is starting to show signs of life. I mean, I made probably about half a dozen or so contacts this morning. Mm-hmm. Nothing really great, but I mean, there were openings to the East Coast and I think a couple to the West Coast.
I've got I've got my 2-meter beacon now running by using a QRP Labs Whisper beacon transmitter going into a Elecraft transverter, 2-meter transverter. So that freed up my K3, so I can get back on the HF bands now. I'll try to do that next week.
Oh, you know what, Ken, now that you just said that, I mean, you reminded me, whoever talks to Sam next, there is a transverter for the TS520. I used to own one. And I mean, he can turn his 520 into a 2-meter all mode with the transverter.
Yeah, well, these Elecraft transverters I use to work on any rig. It's not just for Elecraft. I have one for 2 meters and one for 70 centimeters.
How do the transverters work in practice? I would like to get some for my 7610. I didn't know if it was just
What's the
kind
question
of a
again,
fantasy
Randall?
thing that might work. The
What is the question?
transverters, do they
What's the
really
question?
work well in practice? I thought about adding them to my 7610.
Well, transverter, this Elecraft, you can Google one of them. It's the 2-meter one is XV144 Elecraft transverter. It's a pretty simple little box. You put 10 meters into it and you get 2 meters out.
Yeah. You should have a
Okay.
jack on the back of your radio for it.
So
What antennas are you using, Bobby,
I'm sorry, say again.
for your 10 meters?
say again.
I was curious to for Bob, what antennas are you using?
Oh, for what band?
He mentioned 10 meters and some other HF
Yeah.
bands.
I can work everything right now. I mean, I have a sloper up in the attic in the corner of my house that runs 167 feet down into my garage. So that I can get on 160 meters. I mean, I'm not going to talk very far, but I can load it up. I can load it up and I can listen.
Lyndall, go to QRZ.com. Some pictures of my antenna there. Also have a website, K5DNL.com. It's got some stuff on it. But
Yeah.
for 10 meters,
I've actually I looked at your page back before I got sick, Ken.
I couldn't hear that, but for 10 meters, I have a I have a homebrew 5-element 10-meter beam that I built about 20 years ago, and I use that on 10 meters. But
I have a Chris-Craft R9 that's
oh yeah,
6 through 80.
yeah. Well, that's a vertical.
Yeah. I also have dipoles up in the attic.
Yeah.
Wow. What kind of radios do you have under the vertical?
My ICOM 756 Pro 3 is what I use for just about everything except for CW. If I'm going to do CW, I use the Yaesu FT1000D because the filters in that are just spectacular. I can isolate any single signal that I want. I mean, it's just, and it's 200 watt stock output.
Oh, wow.
Mike, have you been doing any FT8?
Yeah, I have, Ken. I did a little over the weekend. I didn't know there was a contest, but I did get a, let's see, I'll tell you who it was.
Yeah, Lyndall said there was a contest. I didn't even know it.
I made a contact with K4 Hotel, Kilo 4 Hotel.
Yeah.
Which was a special event station.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to send a SASE
Yeah.
to her and get a QSL card. I'm not going to buy the certificate.
Yeah.
And I got another one here. That wasn't this weekend, though. That was a while back that I've already made out. Go to Colorado Springs. People keep sending me QSL cards. I got this one
Yeah,
and another one and a third. I got three now from people on it, all on FTA.
yeah. Well,
So
you know,
that-
I told you the other day, I got a card from 2010,
Yeah,
CW card.
yeah.
The guy worked in 2010. I don't, where was that at? I don't, oh, that was that island down by New Zealand, Chatham Island. I worked Chatham Island in 2010 on CW, and I just now got a card from him. But I use Logbook of the World pretty much most of the time.
Yeah. Well, this special event station said they would not use
Yeah,
any electronic service. It had to be you had to send them an SASE to get a QSL card from them. So I don't mind that on, special ones.
yeah, it's onesie twosie things.
Yeah.
Whenever I do moon bounce, we send each other QSL cards.
Uh-huh.
And whenever I worked the 630 meter or 2200 meter band, we always send each other cards because
Yeah.
there's not very many hams down there on those bands below the broadcast band.
Yeah.
So we always send cards to each other. I got one from Alaska just the other day, 630 meters
Wow.
from Alaska.
Now, how much power is that? Is it limited to so many?
We're limited to 5 watts.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So it's true QRP
Yeah.
on a long antenna.
Yeah. Well, my antenna's 60-foot vertical with a big loading coil on the bottom and load 3 45-foot long top loading wires.
Wow.
You're doing moon bounce with the vertical?
No, that's on 630 meters. I
Okay.
do moon bounce with well, I used to do 2 meter moon bounce with 4 M² antennas that were 17 element
Yeah.
each.
That's something I've always wanted to do, but I've never done.
And there's a picture of my 2 meter moon bounce antenna on qrz.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, wow.
A monster, huh?
Yeah, it's a monster.
Yeah.
I see you got a telescope too. We have a telescope similar to that one.
Yeah. I have a astro shed in the backyard, the roll-off roof.
Oh, that is just too cool. I have a Mosley Classic 33 Junior
Mhm.
with the work element. I just put it
Yeah.
together this past week.
Yeah, that antenna I have is a mostly forgot what it is now.
TA33?
TA36.
36, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome antennas.
And yeah, that's really a good antenna. It's pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the old Classic 33. And I gave it to my best friend who has passed away from COVID back in New Jersey. And I picked up the TA33 Junior shortly after I got out here.
Yeah.
Guy sold me the TA33 Junior with the work element V2000 Diamond, which is 6'2" and 70
Mhm.
for $100. I said, oh,
Wow.
I can't beat that. Can't beat that.
Oh, wow. Are you using the diamond?
Yeah. I have the diamond up up in the attic. It's not outside. It's up in the attic, as high as I could get it. I can hit. I think the furthest repeater that I've hit is the 147045 repeater.
Down at Surreal?
Yeah, I can hit that.
Okay. What part of the city are you in, Bobby?
I'm right squeezed between Yukon and Mustang.
Okay.
right off
Well,
Southwest 29th and Morgan.
Yeah, he's about southwest of you. The surreal guy.
Yeah,
He's up high.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I can hear them talking every morning. So,
Yeah. I used to hit him with an HT from Chickasha
oh, nice.
when I lived in Chickasha.
I used to work down in Anadarko.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, worked for the Caddos. That's what brought me out here.
Oh,
What is your profession, Bobby?
I retired as a police captain from Atlantic City, but I served as the director of public safety for the city of Atlantic City for a year and a half. But I used to do dignitary protection work for the Trump Corporation. My best friend was the vice president of Trump Security. And
Okay.
when new people take over after everything went bankrupt, he went into private industry. And we got the contract with the Caddos to build, you may have even seen or remember the advertisements for the game lodge.
Yeah.
So when the Bush economy turned its toes up to the daisies, nobody could borrow money, so the project collapsed. But I fell in love with Oklahoma and just stayed here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
I love Oklahoma.
It's not a bad place to be, Robert.
It not only is it not a bad place to be, it was a great place to raise my two teenagers.
Yeah, that's right. Beats the heck out of New Jersey.
Beats the heck out of New Jersey. I mean, Atlantic City, where I was retired as a captain, Atlantic City is like a little New York. I mean, it has everything that New York has, only just squished into, a much smaller area. It's I think there were 13 or 14 casinos when I left.
Wow.
But, I mean, you can imagine the crime that goes with that, and especially in a small city. It's just nonstop.
Another nice thing about Oklahoma, when you get ready to go on vacation, you're not very far from going.
You're not very far from what?
Colorado. You're not very far from Colorado.
I can barely hear him. Can you guys hear what he's saying?
No, his mic dropped out or something.
Something wrong with my audio?
He's not muted.
No, I can hear him, but it's really weak.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
now we can hear you.
I said it's not very far from Colorado, and that's a good place to go.
Oh, beautiful place. Yep. Beautiful place. And we have friends who live in Colorado. My wife works at Oklahoma City University, and one of her workers retired from there and moved to Colorado. So we even have a place to stay there now. I was listening to you guys talk about the Grand Canyon. I have never been to the Grand Canyon, and it's like annoying me.
Well, Chris has been to is my audio any better now?
Yes. Yeah, it's fine.
Chris has been to the
Perfect.
north side a few times, and I tried to get there and never could get there because wildfire was going on the time I was there.
Yeah, I've been to Lake Mead and most of the other places, but I have not been to the Grand Canyon. And I mean, that's on my bucket list, and it's near the top of the list.
Now, there's a lot of parks in Utah that are a really neat place to go, and that's what we did. We went to some of the national parks in Utah, and then the last thing we was going to do was go to the north rim of the Grand Canyon.
Mhm.
We got there, and the ranger had the road blocked because there was wildfires going on. So that was it. And then we went. We have a friend that lives in Flagstaff, so we went ahead and went to Flagstaff on our way home. But we went to 6 different national parks there in Utah, and it is awesome.
Yeah. Well, as soon as this COVID passes, we plan to get out. I just, I'm stuck. This immune system thing just has me stuck.
Yeah.
I understand completely. I get out, but I'm very careful about it.
Yep. We mask wherever we go, and my wife wears she wears a double mask all day at work.
Had to get old quick.
Yeah. And she has to do it because she has workers who won't wear a mask. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. Such a simple thing to do.
What did you say she does, Robert?
What does my wife do?
Yeah.
She's a lawyer by profession, but since we moved out here, I mean, she was in-house counsel for the project that we were doing. And for something to do after that collapse, she became a financial aid counselor at Oklahoma City University. And she just
And
fell in love with everything about OCU. You know, Atlantic City was the home of the Miss America pageant, and OCU has produced 3 Miss Americas, which is
Mhm.
just amazing for a
Yeah.
small college like that. So that's her thing now, getting
and her
students money.
her coworkers won't wear the mask, huh?
Well, she's got a couple that just won't wear a mask.
Yeah. It would only take one.
Yep. Yep. So she sits in her office with the window open and the fan blowing.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired. I don't get out a whole
Yeah,
lot.
when I reverse engineer my timeline, when I picked it up,
You're lagging again, Lyndall.
I was saying when I like go back in time trying to figure out where I picked it up, the day I should have actually been
Can't copy you, Landell.
exposed. I don't remember being in contact with anybody.
We're only getting bits and pieces of what you're saying, Lyndall. You're lagging a lot again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, for those of you who don't read the chat, I'm going to the Aries net, so 7-3 if I don't catch you afterwards.
That's all right. I'll just
Okay.
listen in and if it's going.
All right, Mike. We'll see you later,
73 is
Mike.
nice meeting you, Mike.
Sorry I was late. I have water aerobics now on Tuesday nights. Splashing around in the pool instead of being on the Zoom call.
Yeah.
All right.
See you later, Mike.
73.
He's been helping me with my beacon, so I'll know if I'm getting out or not.
Larry, what is that piece of test equipment I'm looking at in the center of your screen? It looks so familiar. Yeah.
WaveTech CT Systems service monitor 5100. And finally cured the issues that's been tagging me for months.
Is it working, Larry?
Yes. The power transistor on minus 15 volt. I had tested it several times with different testers. Everything said it was good. Changed it out and fixed the problem.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what you got to do.
So
You suspected it was in that area.
yeah.
I was a ground radio maintenance repairman when I was in the Air Force, and just looking at your workbench brings back some good memories.
So what kind of radios did you repair?
Oh, gosh. Well, the notorious prick 47s. I mean, we had plenty of those. I'd have to, I'd have to go look at pictures to remember. I mean, we're talking 1980. I'm sorry, we're talking 1972.
Yeah. Well, I was an airborne radio operator.
Oh, cool. What for the 101st?
I was,
82nd?
I trained in Pope Air Force Base, Fayetteville, North Carolina,
Okay.
where we were the 82nd and the 101st. But I went to Guam, and I was a point-to-point communications operator there, and then I got into maintenance. But I went on a few missions, and it was a C-124. I was an airborne radio operator in the C-124 for a while.
What year were you in Guam?
I got discharged. I spent 4 years in the Air Force, and I got discharged in 1960.
Oh, you were there long before me. I was stationed in Okinawa. I mean, I had a couple TDYs to Guam from Okinawa. I was stationed at Kadena for almost 5 years, I guess. I got married in Okinawa like an idiot, but
I went TDY to Clark Air Force Base, and that one in Okinawa, and Kwajalein, Wake Island, and Hickam Field, installing some sideband radios. We use Collins stuff for point-to-point communications, and a lot of that stuff back then was AM, but all this stuff I was installing was single sideband KWS4.
yeah, we had a complete S line of Collins equipment.
Yeah, and if you go to my web page, the front picture on my web page is a picture of me at a console on Guam, k5dnl.com, and you'll see Collins 75A4 receiver and KWS1 transmitter, and them old phones, man, old dial phones there, man.
Oh yeah, that looks very familiar. Very familiar. My
that was in the 1958 AACS squadron on Guam.
My Elmer was the Mars coordinator for New Jersey. That's how I got all my first radio equipment, through the Mars program. In fact, I got to Guam shortly, I don't know whether it was a year or two, but a B-52 crashed into the circle on Guam.
Yeah.
And everything changed after that, because Guam was just one big island of B-52s.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a B-52 take off?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. The
huge
wings actually flap like a bird.
Whenever I was on Guam, they captured a corporal and a PFC that had been hiding in the jungle since World War II.
Get out.
And I'm just thinking to myself, if you was World War II and you was in a jungle and a B-52 flew over you on takeoff, which it would, because it takes that B-52 a while to get up high in there.
Yeah, it does.
Can you imagine what you would think about the aircraft that big with no propellers on it? That'd scare the hell out of you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long way from the day of zeros, right?
Yeah.
I heard stories similar to that in the PIs in the Philippines too.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
Well, guys, I'm gonna check out of here. 73s to you all. It's been nice listening. I'll see you next week.
All right.
73, nice meeting you.
All righty, take care.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull out some of my old pictures of the. I used to work in a CRAP, air traffic for air traffic control on Okinawa. Um, I mean, most of the equipment was VHF, UHF stuff, but I mean, we had our fair share of, like I said, we had complete Collins S lines all over the
Mhm.
base.
Yeah.
The tactical units all used them. I mean, we had the radio that you're sitting in front of in your picture on your website. I've worked on that radio. I just don't remember what it was.
That's a Collins 75A4.
Okay, yeah, I've worked on that. Probably around, let's see, probably around 1977. Everything started becoming black box maintenance. Well, there wasn't much troubleshooting at all. You isolate, the board,
Yeah.
send out for the board from depot. They'd send you a new board
Yeah.
and you plug it in. And it got real boring for me at that point. Real boring. So at that point, I changed AFSCs from 304 to 276 and became what's known as a ground radio maintenance operator and driver. A radio operator, maintenance and driver. They called us ROMADs.
Yeah.
We were stationed with forward air control teams. So I spent a lot of time with the 24th Infantry, the 101st, and the 82nd, because we were always the air for the Army when their artillery couldn't hit what they wanted. So that became fun. And then I got out in late 1979. Took the test for the police force in 1980 and spent 25 years in law enforcement.
Imagine you're glad to be out.
It doesn't look like it's fun to be a cop today.
No, don't to me either.
Yeah, my son is actually in the testing process for Oklahoma City PD right now. I tried to talk him out of it. It didn't work.
Yeah.
But he's a bright kid. He's got 2 degrees. He's got a degree in finance, a degree in business. So he just wants to be a cop. So I said, well, you got to go where your heart leads you. But it's a different world being a policeman today than it was when I was. Well, gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap it up too. It was nice meeting and chatting with you all. I hope to do it again.
Gentlemen, I want to take a moment to tell you how much I appreciate your service to our country. I am going to you all have a great weekend. Hope we'll see you next week.
All right. I'll need to
All
go
righty.
too, guys.
Thank you. And it was an honor to serve.
7-3, everybody.
73s, everybody.